My name is Anthony Tone Show Nunez, and today we're breaking out the Season 4 Van Helsing finale. It's called The Beholder. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, so before we get into the season finale, there's so much we gotta cover. There's so much I'm gonna break down for you. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment so we can grow together. All right, now that I got out the YouTube algorithm peddling, let's talk about season 4, episode 13, The Beholder. Directed by Shannon Coley, and it has writing credits. The teleplays by Jonathan Lloyd Walker, story by Jonathan Lloyd Walker, and Este Trahimchuk. Okay, so that's the credits of the show, but let's talk about what happened in the series finale. A lot of stuff happened, and I gotta say, it left me with more questions than answers. Are we surprised? Hell no, we're not. Let's get out of the way the big elephant in the room. There was no Vanessa in this episode. No Vanessa whatsoever. I've been talking about the lack of Vanessa as the show has gone on. It seems like we were bait clicked, right? It was a clickbait. In the post of the show, Vanessa and Violet and Jack. But there was very little Vanessa this season. There was no Vanessa at all. I am so disappointed that Vanessa was not in this episode. I'm not really a big fan of this episode. I really don't think a lot of things were answered, and we really didn't get to the meat of anything. Like, the episode seemed like a filler episode where there was not a lot of traction. And by filler, I don't mean that they filled it up with good stuff. We had a possible death. That's right. We had almost, I think Alex's character, the actor who plays Julius, I think he checked out in this episode. And if you pay attention, maybe even Axel checked out in this episode. We lost the Colonel Nicholson, who's been with us for a few episodes. There was so many deaths, and it just seems inconsequential. Like, it was for nothing. Like, you're gonna kill Julius after all this simple a way? And what was that about the Dark One leaving the realm? Where was the magic gooey portal with the colors? What was happening with Jack? Was she taken over by the Dark One? And then the Dark One's like a body snatcher now? It jumped from Jack to the president? Like what's happening there? Like explain. There were so many questions. This episode really left me like feeling drained. I was waiting for Vanessa to come back. I was waiting for Vanessa to kick the Dark One's ass. That did not happen this episode. We just got a lot of questions, and they killed I really like the character Colonel Nicholson. He's been with us for a few episodes, and I really like the character Julius. He's been with us for seasons. So the fact that they just checked out so quickly in this episode, I thought was crazy. The Sunshine locale that they visited looks like they're doing some testing there. And basically that blue powder that we saw on Flesh's wife mining with the other prisoners, that's the stuff they used to create the vaccines, the anti-vampire repellent. And it looks like they were also trying to weaponize it. So it looks like they did create a weapon which killed normal daywalkers. And if not, it created a daywalker to become super powerful, like the super muscular daywalker that we saw. That's what that stuff was. Looks like it's a mutated version of the blue powder that they were mining before. I don't know what this episode tried to accomplish. I'm just left basically with so many questions. So basically, is Jack and Violet now the protagonists of Van Helsing? Is Vanessa never coming back? Is that it? Is Kelly Overton out? If so, I feel cheated. I think she should have definitely been the one who shows up and vanquishes the Dark One. Is she going to come back for season 5 now that season 5 has been announced? I did a video about it. Check out the video. Van Helsing season 5 renewed. So is Kelly Overton coming back for season 5? This is the last we've seen of Kelly Overton. And some of you have said, well, any Van Helsing can vanquish the Dark One. But we've been with Kelly Overton's character, Vanessa, since the beginning, ever since she was Sleeping Beauty in that first episode. So the fact that they just basically wrote her off, and it wasn't the show didn't make more of an effort to explain it away to us, I feel kind of cheated about that. We've lost so many characters, like I said, in this season, and now we have this episode where the Dark One basically walks among us, and they said that there was millions of humans that were out there. That's what the Madam President said, that there were millions of humans wherever they have, that they're living in safety. Looks like they were trying to take Jack back so they can study her blood and create some type of serum, probably to treat the vampires. That's what I'm getting at. We saw that Ivory's been turned to a human ever since she lost Scab and she was turned back to a human, and now she has like this relationship with Jack. Looks like Violet and Ivory at the end got taken down by the soldiers. Obviously, they're not dead. They can still regenerate. But this ending, I just felt so cheated. It didn't seem like there was a point to this episode besides just releasing the Dark One. There was no portal magic like we've seen before, the big portal of light that comes out. There was no blood of Van Helsing used to release it. So I feel kind of like you kind of went against the mythos there. The Dark One shouldn't have been able to leave. And if so, where was Abraham Van Helsing? Where was Vanessa at this whole episode? Where were they? They were completely missing. We didn't see none of that. Julius and Axel went along along with the colonel. He only had a few men. Looks like he had more men on the base. Why did he take such few men with him? And then the colonel gets dispatched. We see this camera move, so they're talking about maybe Doc is at this facility, which they went to investigate, but we didn't see the Doc. I just feel like really cheated in this episode, honestly. Like I really feel let down. I feel like the story structure, the way they set us up with the last episode, 3 pages, and now with this episode, they just dispatched Hansen. They dispatched Flesh. They're basically just dispatching every character that he's been with since the prior seasons. I feel really weird that they renewed it for a 5th season when basically you got rid of most of the characters that we care about in this season. So as a fan, I really feel cheated. I really feel like Kelly Overton, like I said, more Vanessa should have been in this episode. I feel like the Dark One, we don't know her motive is at this point. So she just released the Oracle and they're off to kill millions of humans together. Like it doesn't make any sense to me, honestly. This season as a whole, I feel like after Vanessa checked out, my favorite episode was when Vanessa basically jumped into that light portal with the Dark One. I feel like that was the epitome of the season. When we lost Sam, that was basically the best episode that we have. Ever since we lost Sam and Vanessa, this season's been going downhill. And I'm not gonna just say, oh, it's the fault of Jack and Violet, but I really feel like they're also put in a position where they just got rushed into these characters. I feel like these characters were just rushed in, and they gave us one flashback with Jack, and now we're supposed to feel the same for her as we do for Vanessa, who's been with us since like 4 seasons. So it's a really tough sell, the way that the show's kind of trying to pivot. And now that season 5 is coming up, I feel like they left so many questions out there and very few answers. And I really don't see like why they would just kill Julius so easily that way, just by having him die from wounds because his healing factor stopped working because he was exposed to that pathogen, looks like, for vampires. So I don't know. This episode as a whole, I'm just kind of like, really? When it ended, I was kind of shocked that it ended because I'm like, that's it? That's all we get? Basically, the Dark One and the Oracle are off on a helicopter. We didn't see the Doc. We don't know if she's in that facility. We don't know if Jack is going to be able to escape. Where's her physical body? So her physical body who woke up, that wasn't her body. So is her body somewhere laying in stasis while her mind is trapped in that realm? They didn't explain anything, basically. So did the Dark One's like essence go into man president? Like we don't know. They didn't explain this at all. It just seems really weird to me. I really felt disappointed honestly in these last 3 episodes. I really feel disappointed, and it's kind of like make me disappointed about the season. And being a Van Helsing fan, I don't want to say it, but that's the truth. I feel like there needs to be some huge course correcting, and I think it's maybe it's too late at this point, since basically they dispatched everybody that we cared about. So that's how I feel about this episode. This season as a whole is, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. Put it in the comments. How do you feel about this? Were you just left basically in shock, like you didn't get Vanessa? We didn't get really any answers about what the 3 pages do. Even the Dark One seemed kind of puzzled when they explained to her, when the president asked her, hey, did you get to bite her? Because she didn't know that she was supposed to be, that Jack and Violet were a weapon to destroy her. She didn't even know that, it looks like. So the fact that she told Jack and Violet that they were born like via a threesome with Hansen, I don't know who to believe now. So are they Van Helsings? Is that just a ploy to make them feel like they're not powerful and they can't take her down? Are they not Van Helsings? Are they just a son of Hansen and a threesome? Like, I don't know. This episode is all over the place, honestly. I just feel like so let down by this one. This is the Tone Show. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. This is the end of season 4 of Van Helsing, but I'll be doing more videos on this channel, of course, so definitely check back for more Tone Show. I wish I could leave you with a better one, but this is what we got with this episode, The Beholder, and beauty's definitely in the eye of the beholder. I didn't see any beauty in this episode. So this is the Tone Show. Hopefully things improve with season 5. I don't know. Tone Show. Ooh.